Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is literally revolutionizing how we think about money and ownership, the incredible power of true digital decentralization. We're talking about the Sovereign Vault, specifically your guide to crypto wallets. Think about it. For generations, we've relied on third parties, usually massive banks, to hold our money, process our transactions, and honestly, tell us what we can and can't do with our own funds. But what if you could become your own bank? What if you had absolute, indisputable control over your digital wealth, backed by pure mathematical finality? Well, that's exactly the power a crypto wallet gives you. It's a super empowering concept, but it's also one you kinda need a solid grasp on to get right. So let's unpack exactly how you can safely and effectively take the reins of your financial future. Okay, let's look at our roadmap. We're gonna cover welcome to your digital bank, public versus private keys, hot versus cold storage, the ultimate seed phrase backup, and finally, essential crypto safety rules. Let's get into it.
Part 1. Welcome to your digital bank.
So I really want to shift your paradigm here for a second. Forget traditional banking. Waiting in lines, restrictive business hours, and asking for permission to move your own money. Think about a standard bank account. Sure, its primary job is to store your money, but the bank holds all the cards, right? They have custody. Now flip that to a crypto wallet. Its basic job is also to store your assets, but the absolute game changer here is that you are in full control. There's no manager, there are no corporate policies, there is literally just you and the blockchain. When you have a crypto wallet, you are the CEO, the teller, and the security guard of your own personal financial institution. So what are we actually dealing with here? Let's break down the foundational features. Purpose-wise, a wallet is just a digital tool to store, send, and receive cryptocurrency. But the control aspect, that's where you truly own your funds. For security, these wallets use what we call private and public keys to lock things down. And as for the types out there, they generally fall into two main buckets, hot wallets and cold wallets. We're going to unpack all of this, starting with how that security actually works. Section 2. Public versus private keys. If you're going to be your own bank, you've got to know the tools of the trade. This is how your digital bank operates under the hood to ensure only you can move your money, while still letting others pay you. First up is the public key, which you'll often hear called your wallet address. You can think of this exactly like your bank account number. If a friend wants to wire you some cash, you give them your account number, right? Same exact logic applies here. Your public key, which is usually this long, crazy string of numbers and letters starting with OX, is perfectly safe to share publicly. Actually, you have to share it if you ever want to receive crypto. You could print it on a giant billboard or slap it in your social media bio and your funds would still be completely safe. But then, on the flip side of the coin, we have your private key. While the public key is for the world to see, the private key is strictly for your eyes only. Think of it like your ATM PIN or your ultimate master password. Its only job is to sign and authorize transactions, proving to the blockchain that yes, you are the true owner. And because it holds that much power, the rule is incredibly simple. Never, ever share this with anyone. If someone gets their hands on your private key, they own your crypto. They can drain your digital bank in seconds. And remember, there is absolutely no 1-800 customer service hotline to reverse that transaction. Which brings us to this legendary phrase, not your keys, not your coins. Let that sink in for a second. This is not just some catchy crypto slogan, it's the golden rule. It's really the central thesis of everything we're talking about today. Basically, if you're keeping your crypto on some centralized exchange where they hold the private keys, well, you don't actually own your crypto. You just hold an IOU from that exchange. True ownership in this space absolutely requires that you and only you control those keys. Section 3. Hot versus cold storage wallets. Now that we know we need to hold our own keys, we hit a bit of a dilemma. Balancing everyday convenience with hardcore, impenetrable security. Where do you actually store these keys? You've got two main options. First, hot wallets. These are connected to the internet, and because they're online, they're super easy to use. Transactions are blazing fast, and the software is usually completely free. But that internet connection does introduce hacking risk. On the other hand, we have cold wallets. These are strictly offline, totally disconnected from the web, which makes them incredibly secure and hands down the best choice for storing large amounts of crypto. The catch? They usually cost money to buy the physical hardware, and having to grab a device and plug it in every time you want to buy a coffee is definitely less convenient.
So think about the trade-offs this way. A hot wallet gives you medium security, but massive convenience, making it perfect for daily use. It's basically the leather wallet you carry around in your back pocket. You keep some spending cash in there, but you definitely wouldn't walk around town with your entire life savings stuffed in your jeans, right? That is exactly what the cold wallet is for. It gives you top-tier security because it's completely offline. It's your steel vault, perfect for the long-term storage of serious wealth.
When you're ready to actually set this up, here are the tools you'll likely use. For hot wallets, that everyday spending cash, you've got options like MetaMask, which lives right in your web browser, or apps like Trust Wallet for your phone, or Exodus for your desktop. But when you're ready to lock down your life savings in cold storage, you're going to be looking at hardware wallets, brands like Ledger or Trezor. These are physical little devices that keep your private keys locked safely away from the dangers of the internet.
Section 4. The ultimate seed phrase backup.
Okay, so what happens if your computer crashes, or you drop your phone in a lake, or you just lose that physical hardware wallet? Well, Apple, Mango, River, Cloud, Sunset, Bridge, Monkey, Pencil, Ocean, Fire, Castle, Dream. Okay, why on earth am I reading you a list of completely random words? Sounds bizarre, right? Well, believe it or not, this strange string of words is actually the single most important piece of information you will ever possess in the crypto space. It is your master backup.
This specific string of words is called a seed phrase. When you first create any crypto wallet, hot or cold, the software automatically generates a set of 12 or 24 totally random words, just like the ones I just read. This seed phrase is mathematically tied directly to your private keys. Its whole purpose is to restore your access if disaster strikes. If your phone gets run over by a truck, you just go buy a new phone, download the wallet app, type in those exact words in the exact correct order, and boom, your entire wallet and all your funds are completely restored. It's almost like magic, but it's really just the mathematical finality of the blockchain at work. And because it holds that ultimate restorative power, it is absolutely vital, crucial, that you write this phrase down on a physical piece of paper and hide it somewhere super safe, totally offline.
Section 5. Essential Crypto Safety Rules.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground, and it's time to wrap up this explainer. Being your own bank is an awesome privilege, but we gotta face the sober reality of self-custody. Great power requires great responsibility, right? If you want to protect your assets, these rules are absolutely non-negotiable. Think of this as your rapid-fire survival guide. Ready? First, never share your private key. Second, never share your seed phrase. Literally anyone asking for it is a scammer, period. Third, always double-check wallet addresses before you hit send. One wrong letter and your money is gone forever. Fourth, use a cold wallet for the big bucks. Keep your serious wealth offline. Fifth, never ever store your seed phrase on your phone, your computer, in a screenshot or on cloud storage. Hackers will find it. Keep it on physical paper, or even better, stamped in metal. And finally, beware of phishing scams and fake websites trying to trick you. You gotta stay vigilant.
So we've explored the tools, the major trade-offs between hot and cold storage, and that immense responsibility of guarding your own keys and seed phrases. The infrastructure is absolutely there, and the sovereign vault is yours to claim. But the final thought I want to leave you with today is this. Are you ready to be your own bank? It's a massive, profound shift from the financial world we all grew up in, but for those willing to step up and take absolute control of their digital wealth, the opportunity is just unparalleled. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.